So, what you're going to do is I'm going to call out a number. That is how many letters you need to have in the word. Obviously, you only have one letter, so you need to find other people to create words that have that many letters in it. Once you get into a group with your letters, you're going to move to the outside. Kind of around the edges. Remember, don't go past the podium, so I don't want you to go in the pit. You're going to move to the outside with your letters. If, when I call time, you do not have a word, you're not a part of a word, come here, you group up around the chair. That's why the chairs are here to build. Take some time. I'll give you a little more time. 8-letter words. Go for it. We have an elephant. Throw one in the back. Degrades. As in, I want degrades, man. Give me degrades. And Citibank. That's a tribute to the credit card company. Okay. 7-letter words. Go. First of all, was there anybody who never got into a word? Never, ever, ever. Go ahead, if that was you, raise your hand. Okay, 1, 2, is it just 2 of them? Okay, on the count of 3, everybody know what a pity party is? 1, 2, 3. See, we all feel for you. Is there anybody that was always in a word?
Oh yeah, actually.
Okay, so few of you. Let me go back to those, thank you, who were not in a word. How did that feel? Not being in a word. Anyone can share.
I have a guess.
You have a guess. I wasn't, but I felt their pain. Lonely. They feel lonely? All right. His attorney has spoken. Okay. Couldn't help themselves. Man, I got screwed. I got a bad letter. Okay. Where's the X? The lady I switched to X with. What's your name? Katie. Poor Katie was sitting high with a T. And I come in and give her the X. How'd that feel?
Extreme.
Challenging. Yeah, dude, man, I'm sitting high, I got a T. That gives me an X. Those who were in a word every time, how'd that feel?
Really stands out.
Good. Welcoming, exhilarating. Like, what other adjectives can I use? Exuberance. It felt, yeah. Okay, you got confidence in your letter. I do belong! What letter did you have? P. I do have to pee. Okay, that was out there. I had to use that. Yeah. Felt needed. Good. Now, I've got about 5 minutes or so to do a little candid count. This is your chance to ask any questions that you have. Some of you have weird grins on your face. It makes me nervous, but I'm okay with that. Questions about anything. Wilmington College, college in general, high school. What's that? She just turned 3 on December 10th. Is that okay that she's 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Lydy. Phonetically, you can spell it L-I-G-H-T-Y. Lydy. Leadership is like a blind date. Blind dates, they're scary things. You have no idea what to expect. And when we take on a task, when we step into a leadership role, we have no idea what to expect. Some of these students, when they signed on to be a part of Leadership Clinton Youth Collaborative, was like going on a blind date with someone from 4 other schools. They had no idea what to expect. But sometimes you've got to step out and take a chance, because you never know what's going to happen. And if you close the door on every blind date, on every opportunity that comes your way, you're never going to get a chance to experience it. Leadership is like pizza toppings. But leadership is like pizza toppings because no matter what you put on there, they all serve a purpose. Each individual topping has a purpose on that pizza. But guess what? They're all working for the common goal. And each topping has its purpose. Today, in the activities that we did involved everybody, and everybody had a purpose to accomplish the common goal. Now you all are never going to eat pizza the same. So just like all those other food items, You've got all of that. And you've got everything to look ahead. You've got mentors sitting out here in the audience. You've got parents sitting out here in the audience. You've got teachers back at school. You might have older brothers and sisters. You may have younger brothers and sisters looking up at what you're doing now, and will hopefully walk in the footsteps that you've already created. So if you ever doubt the fact that you are a leader, think back on your experience here in the Leadership Clinton, the Youth Collaborative, and the opportunities that you had in front of you. Remember, leadership is like you. Thank you. The next thing you gotta be is honest. And it's very tough for adults. Very tough. Because we don't want to hurt people's what? Feelings. We don't want people to feel bad. We don't want to be the cause of somebody being upset, or being hurt, or being sad, whatever it might be. We don't want to be that person. But for a kid, it doesn't matter. They're going to say what's on their mind and do whatever comes to their mind right at that moment. Because they haven't been taught yet. Oh, you can't say that. You're not supposed to do that. My wife was getting ready one time, singing in this community choir concert thing. And my daughter's all inquisitive and watching her put her makeup on and get all dressed up. My wife's doing the eye thing and the lip thing and doing all the stuff. My daughter says, "What are you doing, Mommy?" And my wife says, "Well, I'm putting on my makeup." So she's doing more makeup stuff. My daughter says, "Well, why, Mommy?" She says, "Well, so I can look pretty." Makeup. My daughter thought for another split second. She goes, "I don't think it's working yet." And I'm in the other room, and I'm going, I can't laugh out loud, but that was funny. It wasn't working. And last, never settle for good enough. Don't settle for good enough. You can't. Too often we back our goals up so that we can feel like we've accomplished something. We've settled for, it was good enough. Yeah, we did this event. We put it together. It went off okay. We had about 20, 30 people there. That was good enough. Don't settle. What can you do better next time? What can you do better next time? You can't settle for good enough. My daughter, my toddler, never settles for good enough. When she was just about one, she started walking. Wobbling, I guess you could call it. Figuring out how to move on only 2 legs now. And we've got one set of stairs in our house, and it goes down to the basement. Nice set of carpeted stairs, about 14 steps. And we would go up and down and carry her up and down there. Well, she started to get brave. And I told you, she likes to do things on her own, but she knows when to ask for help. And this particular evening, my wife and I were at the bottom of the stairs with her, and she took off on the first step. She wants to do this on her own, so we took a step back and let her go. Step number 2. She's getting her knees up on these steps. She gets up on her feet and her hands, and she's like, "Oh, I got this." And she finally got to the top. And we had the celebration above all celebrations, because she made it up those stairs herself. She didn't settle for halfway. I'll go halfway and Daddy can carry me the rest. She went all the way herself. Little wrinkle, but that happens. Little wrinkles will happen. You iron them out and keep going. Make it all the way. Never settle for good enough. Okay, I want to do what's called Candid Ken. You have an opportunity here in the next few minutes to ask me questions about anything and everything. But it has to do with my daughter, leadership, my role, my job, you name it, my wardrobe, who cares? I'm an open book for you at this moment for the next few minutes. I only have 2 rules though. Number 1, there's no dumb question except the one that's not asked. Because you may have the one question that somebody else has, and you're going to be the brave one to stand up and ask it. Number 2, if you've got the guts to ask it, I've got the guts to answer it.